You know how we always say we have a bug in our program? Well, if you're going to be a tester, it's important for you to know these three things. I'm going to explain them through an example. And the first one is software fault, the second one is software error, and the third one is software failure. Actually, I'm also going to explain them how they manifest and how uh, from fault you can get an error, and from error you can get a software failure. So this example that I've just quickly coded for you is just, let's say we have an app, sort of like a Google Calendar app, where you just ask you when should I schedule your meeting. You give it a number and it just schedules, let's just pretend it schedules a meeting at the exact time you gave it to. And the software fault is the first one I'm going to explain, and it's the most simplest because software fault is just a static error that you have in your code. So incorrect code basically. And in this software you can see that if the number or the time where this user wants to schedule a meeting, if it's 7, I give it a value of 8, and then I schedule the meeting at 8 o'clock instead of 7. And this is a static error, and we need to delete this to fix this software fault. Well, this software fault now, this static error, this written code that I have here, gives us a software error, which is just an incorrect state of the incorrect internal state of the software. And now, that incorrect state is that we have 8 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. So we have something like this. First of all, we have some software fault. You would like to not have, but probably do have in your software. And then from this fault you get an error, and then from the error you get a software failure. But let's see what a software failure is. So a software failure is just now that we have scheduled, if let's just say I run my program now so you can see, and I put 7, it would ask me when should I schedule your meeting. If I click on 7, it says meeting is scheduled at 8, and then let's pretend I'll get a notification at 8 that I have a meeting instead of 7. So when the software does not behave or deviates as expected or deviates from the expected behavior, that is a software failure. And a fault can result in an error, or so if you can see here, I have a fault in my software. This is the fault, it's static incorrect code. But if I now, let's just run a program, if I now give it a value of, let's just say 5, whoops, my meeting will be scheduled at 5. Whoops, I don't know why, probably because I gave it 5 here. The point I'm trying to make is my meeting will be scheduled at 5, even though I have a software fault. So the fault didn't result in a software error, and it's the same. An error cannot always result in a software failure. Let's just say that you did schedule, you did say 7, and we scheduled your meeting at 8, which is the error, but maybe you wouldn't get a software failure if you, let's say, deleted the reminder. The event, the meeting. Test this.